Thank you. It's going good. How about you, Tom? I'm getting my phone out of my pocket. Okay, so hold on. We started creating this form. We got a bug here, though. Oh, I gotta pop out my chat for YouTube. And yeah, what's up, Sam? It's going great. How about you? Sorry, I'm getting my chat into my teleprompter. There we go. And yeah, what you up to, Sam? So if we look at the app, right, we go to balances and we go to create one. And this is where we left off. So how should the balance be suffixed? Everything's good, just chilling, watching me work? Nice. So yeah, we got the radio. What I think I want to do, and hold on, let's look at what all is on a balance. Currency label. Currency is either suffixed or on the front, whether it's overdraftable. The billing type. Yeah, okay. So how should the balance value be labeled? Is really what we want there. We don't get that. So I'm using Iconify, and the library I'm using is called Phosphor Icons. So yeah, I highly recommend Iconify just in general. So theoretically, you could like mix and match from various different libraries, but you know, it gives you a good way to like search. You can also pick which version of things you want, like thin versus light versus regular versus bold versus filled versus duotone, right? So you're using Iconify, yeah. So this is the Phosphor Icons library, and I decided to go for Duotone as part of my theming. I don't know. Yeah, no worries. So yeah, and then we're gonna have another div. All right, currency label. Okay, and then right, we want to do something like that. With asterisk, we leave, but then here on change, damn, it knew that too. And then here, yeah, we want to do something like checked. Oh, interesting. Hold on. So yeah, I'm doing something wrong there. Let me just finish this text input for it then. So what I almost want to do for this part is I want to make the currency label narrower. And on the right side, I want to put like the preview of what the currency is going to look like if it is prefixed or suffixed, and then whatever that label value is. And what's up, Ronnie? How you doing? Okay. Um, Chat is dry today. I mean, we just started. People are still showing up. You know, it's also like right before like the holiday break, so people are probably like getting a bunch of work like done, you know. All right, so let's figure out why this. All right, name's good. But the radio group, why is that value not getting set? See, name, label. We got our on change value here. Yep. Lucas, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Yeah. The chilies are from JSTS biscuits because JavaScript is spicy. It's normally meant to like annotate the end of a block. So here we know that this else ties to this if of if new value equals prefix. You can see that there's definitely some bugs with how it tries to annotate JSX. And we're also seeing like HTML biscuits annotate JSX just fine. But for some reason, JSTS biscuits is giving us a few like, few annotations that are no good. But the big thing to remember is that it's not selectable. It's not part of my source code at all. Right? It's just like an annotation or a decoration inside of the editor. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like the save icon is HTML biscuits kicking in. This one is for JavaScript biscuits. So they're kind of like breadcrumbs, but they're bigger and chunkier, so biscuits. Hmm. So yeah, something is off about the selection. Let me look at the other form. Oh, maybe that's part of it. So I shouldn't be setting value on the radio group. And what's up? What did Nelexis say? Ah, what am I making right now? Got it. Yeah, so the today command kind of lets you know, like, Nightbot responding there, like what I'm specifically planning on doing for the day. So if you ever want to figure out what I'm doing, the today command usually gets you there. But yeah, something is up. Okay. So hold on. One of those should be getting selected by default. No, of course not. Thanks. What are you coming to rant about? That's my job. Oh, Firestore's yeah, hot garbage. You got a problem you want to solve with Firestore? Surprise, now you got two problems. Yep. Oh, so yeah, the whole get input props thing could have been part of my problem. But then, yeah, we should be getting the default value there. And I'm a little curious why we're not getting that. There might be some way of doing something like live view with Python, but I'm not aware of what it is. I'm sure Django would probably be the framework that has it. But as an example, there is Elixir Live. Is it Live View? Yeah, Phoenix Live View. So Phoenix Live View has a way of doing front end, interactive logic, writing just Elixir code. But I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it, personally. What's the one for Laravel? Livewire. Laravel has a similar thing. I would expect Django to have something too. But maybe it doesn't. It's like there's some people who've tried it, but oh wait, hold on. Here's someone. Say hello to Unicorn. Django Unicorn. So, could be an option. I personally hate all of those solutions. Livewire, Live View, whatever this thing is, I hate it. I think it's a terrible idea. I don't want my API server having any concern for rendering. Nah. Like, to me, that is a fundamental, like, muddying of the waters, right? Like, it's trying to do too many things. I want my API server to just serve up structured data. And I want my rendering to be done wherever, completely independent of that. So that they don't know about each other. So when you want to change out how your front end gets built, you're not having to gut it from your API server. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't want to have something like Nuxt or Next or whatever doing server-side rendering consuming that API, but that would be a backend for front end or a BFF rather than your canonical REST API. Yeah, I will never, ever, ever have an API server render HTML templates. I haven't been on that train since like 2012. There's just something really, really pure about your API server just serving up data and how you present that data to the world being a front end concern, right? So, yeah. But, different strokes. I am a web developer, yes. Kind of thought that part would have been obvious by now, but, whatever. I'd say I'm getting close to being an engineer. Nah, who knows? I'm not trying to bring up that argument. But yeah, so for some reason though, our initial value is not being set here. Okay, now it is. Yeah, it's because of how we were binding the props. Okay. That makes more sense now. I bet I don't even need the checked. We'll find out. Nope, we don't. All right. So then, yeah, let's just say $y dues, and we can make it a suffix or a prefix. Instead, we'll call it coins. Make that suffixed, and we can do a space, right? So bam, 42 coins. Right, okay, so I like that. I like these being kind of their own section. I think I just want to make this a bit bigger. Like as far as the preview goes. I'm okay with that. But instead, I might want to do P4 and, right, because this is always going to be a column. We're just going to do it with justify between. Maybe you could just do gap 8. Something like that. Call it good. Sure. I'm into that. Okay, so then we end up needing the section after it, which would be about billing type. Yeah, okay, so yeah, we're going to have another radio. And we're basically going to copy and paste the overdraftable section. Depends, Tensei. Like, it really just depends on the project. For this one, I started coding it out with an initial plan, and then we have since changed the plan. But no matter what, you just got to start building. You can't spend all your time planning. So, technically, in the balance form here, the type of overdrafting goes away because I don't think a percentage makes any sense, right? Like, it would have to be a percentage of, like, the total. So, yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. Right, so then whether we send the notification, sure. Whether it's overdraftable is separate. I think before this section, Yeah, it'll be a radio group, maybe. It's going to be billing type, usage, or microtransaction. Sure. And it kind of nailed it on that part. I think I just want to change the order of these two. And then if usage gets selected, and then what else did we have over here? So usage billing precision, usage billing rate unit. Right. Okay. So then this is a text input. That was the end of the album. Let's do another. You taking off? Have a good one, Ray. Yeah, we'll see you again soon. Okay, so this text input. So that part looks good to me. Gonna head out for a bit. You'll be back soonish. Nice. Yeah, no worries. And hold on, let me look at my schedule tomorrow is wide open, I think. Yep, cool. So I do have to wake up and record some video for work, which means I don't need to do that tonight. Cool. Yeah, sweet. I could hop into a beverage here soon. We'll wait. We'll pace it, but you know, we got time. So yeah, description here. The precision of the usage billing. Usage billing rounding. Sure, I think that works. So then here we do another flex call. And then, yeah, rate unit there. We're not going to have custom. Okay. I actually want to do that there. That way the spacing is a little more grouped up. Yep. All right, so then the value that this can be, we've got it as hourly, daily, monthly. I thought we unbanned them. Uh, they're not currently banned. They were chatting in here yesterday too. Yeah, they're not flagged either. Yeah, we don't have a restriction on like how old an account needs to be to chat either. Yeah, not sure. I don't know. Maybe they need to refresh or something. I don't know. Yeah, not sure. Yeah, he was on a rant. Yeah, yeah, he was on one for sure. Yeah, I just think somewhat missing the point. Our job as devs is to deliver value. Delivering that value is recognizing the cost benefit analysis of doing something perfect versus good enough. Pretty much nothing is worth perfection, right? Diminishing returns. If you're going to be a dev and focus on doing things the perfect way, you're not going to last at a lot of companies. It's just, yeah, you're not going to ship on time. Right? So it goes from doing what the job actually is versus being a zealot for perfection. And like, no one likes working with a zealot for perfection. You know, like, dude. Yeah, 1000% Guy Ross. Well, I'm not sure Jay Blow actually recognizes that. Hasn't he been working on the same game for like 7 years? So I don't think Jay Blow actually recognizes that, but Carmack absolutely does. Jay Blow definitely does not recognize that because instead of actually shipping his game, he decided he needed to build an entirely new programming language for his game. Like, that is the exact opposite of shipping. Right? Like, that is the ultimate in yak shaving. C++ is really bad. Yeah, you know what also the problem is for John then? That he still hasn't shipped his new language. What's the name of it? Jai? And in the meantime, something like Zig shipped, and Zig is actually doing exactly what Jay Blow is trying to do with Jai, basically. So he could have shipped Jai in an early stage, and then like fine-tuned it and had something out before Zig, and Zig might not be necessary. Yeah, that doesn't count. That really, really doesn't count. Right? Like, he's aiming at having the perfect programming language before he lets other people touch it. That's also just letting perfect be the enemy of good. So yeah, I would say Jay Blow is like the exact opposite of understanding business value versus engineering rigor. He hit it good with one game, got famous, got into that documentary, and then got up his own ass about it. Right? Like, dude. And that's the thing. He might be wealthy enough that he doesn't actually need to ship a game ever again. That might totally be it. That might be the problem. But yeah, so hold on. Carmack did that blunder with the game Rage, if I remember it. Rage was really fun. It was like a great, like, technical example, right? But it was basically just a glorified demo rather than actually being like a full game. It was more of like a glorified tech demo. Rage 2 they tried, but it actually just wasn't that fun. Like Rage 1 was like a really fun just like shooter like demo, you know? And Rage 2 ended up being like a superpower fest, which I think got away from the power of the original game. So Rage 2 like yeah, sure, it was a more fleshed out game, but it was just a very different game. In Rage 1, that boomerang thing was all you needed. You know? Like you could go through the game without firing a gun once if you were good about the boomerang. No way in hell you're doing that in Rage 2. And that was actually like the core game loop. Maybe, yeah. And yeah, Odin is kind of taking Jai's like thunder. Yeah, so Odin and Zig are really like filling the void that Jai was supposed to fill if he had actually released it to more than a handful of people. Economics, totally different thing. Okay, so I think that's looking all right. Okay, so yeah, right? We would do microtransaction based, sure, right? Or usage based, and then we fiddle with it more. If we toggle usage, then I want to do that same thing where we get like the border around it to make it its own like section. Oh, yeah. All right, cool. So then we get back to this section and we've got the overdraftable, right? If we turn that on, we get overdraft value. I do think I want to indent those. I think I'm okay with that. I don't know. How do we feel about how it looks? Okay, and yeah, hold on. Right? But if this is overdraftable, Sure. Okay. So now I just need to get those buttons. And yeah, we're going to have some stuff that we want to fix at the type level because we have a few of these things. Right? Like notify on overdraft is not a thing for the balance form, but it should be. Yeah, but yep, we definitely want this. We want that. We do on cancel and the submit. Yep. All right, that looks good there to me. Cool. Okay, so now that we have this form, we can at least go through the process of putting the form on those pages. We've got it here on create, but we're not doing anything with it yet. We need those two things. We need business. But we're not going to be doing a get all. Oh, hold on. No, it's the wrong place. We do end up needing business. We do end up needing the service and the navigate. Partial there. That part's good. Yeah, that part should be good. Actually, hold on. This would be omitted as well. Okay, so now we do that. Create here. It's totally fine with it. How about edit? And this is where we got some of that other logic. Oop. We'll do that. And hey, what's up, bad cop? How you doing? And man, it nailed it with the auto completion there. Nicely done. Okay, so since we got logged out here anyway, let's go fix those values over on our types. Right, different type. But yeah, how goes the advent of Bash? Oh, you kind of stopped. You made it 12 days in. Better than I would have. Are you still doing Advent of Code, just in like a sane language? Wink. No. Makes sense. Been writing a lot of Rust? Nice. Oh, so you didn't mean Bash or Bust. You meant Bash or Rust. I get it. Ooh, Bust Lang. That'd be kind of interesting. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're porting Finite's Tau, because he wrote it in PHP, I think. Django, Python. All right, more music. Hmm. Yeah. I needed something in my belly as we switch to the beverage. Okay, so yeah. We can do that. But it's a different types file. All right, so usage, billing, precision. We basically want to grab all of the other, yeah, notify on overdraft kind of values. Kind of like the idea of this. Um, yeah, notify on overdraft type actually goes away. Notify before limit type goes away. Hey, what's up, Ayush? See, you were able to send that message. Yeah, someone mentioned you were over in another stream that you were talking about how you weren't able to chat. Not sure what the deal was. Oh, he did, and then we unbanned him. He had a good apology. But yeah, what's up, Fivel? How you doing? Right, so notify the user before they actually reach empty, and notify before empty value. So then we need to update our request types and response types, actually. But yeah, how you doing, Five? And yeah, Ayush, if you're still having that issue, I would say maybe try a different browser. I don't know. Not sure. Maybe try updating your browser. Maybe try turning off your ad blocker. Things like that. Okay. So we've got those. I need to scaffold them. All right, so part of the problem is let's go look at creating a balance. I bet I have the same mistake. All right, so that gets validated. I think in update, same idea. Okay, so that part's good. We're updating the balance there just fine. So then one more thing to double check is our dev fixtures endpoint. And I forgot to build out our types here. So then I think over here, we do a dev, and we should end up getting some TypeScript errors. Nope, not yet. Yeah, so we get a flaw with that, but in our main types file, we should be getting warnings that we're not passing those values. And we've got them right there. So what is it about our abstraction that's failing to see those values here? Well, it would be giving us an error. So yeah, the fact that these were missing, I don't get it. Well, all right, whatever. I just think TSC is broken or something. But yeah, that's the value we end up needing for creating this usage-based balance. We've also got the transaction-based balance. And we're going to say this one is not overdraftable, which means that value is 0. Before empty, we do want to do true. And when they get low, it's 5. Sure. All right, so we'll call that good. And from here, I just need to go log in. And before someone asks, I have no idea why I picked John Bon Jovi as my initial like username. like email or whatever. It's a funny name. I don't know, man. I don't know. You don't always need a reason for everything you do, okay? Oh man, now I want to play that like spiel from the movie Rubber. Like the movie The Pianist. Great film by Polanski. How come this guy has to hide and live like a bum when he plays the piano so well? No reason. Like it's just like it's such a bullshit like there's a reason for all of these things, but the character saying it is so emphatic that you almost want to believe him. All right, so yeah, we do this again. We'll have to figure out that bug. It's not our task right now, though. So yeah, that'll be one. We'll throw it on the backlog. And yeah, how you doing, Magoo? What you up to? And Fishman reacts. I mean, I remember the name. And there it works the second time. I just don't get why. Ours is not to wonder why, ours is but to do and die. I know, exactly, Fishman. See, if you were here on Twitch, I could just look at your chat history and, like, get that context, but YouTube doesn't let me do that. So I just, I don't know. Refresh me. Oh, maybe they do? If I click channel activity? Chat messages in the last year, right? There's the 3 you made today. And then it looks to me like you made one back when I was working on Vexilla, and you just said the word B. I concur. Like, I don't know, man. All right. Cool. Not just the letter B, the word B. B-E-E. Now, I think YouTube just doesn't have a very good, like, historical, like, chat record. Oh, and good job, Twitch. With all y'all typing the word B, Twitch is letting me know that chat seems active. Consider clipping this moment for CM Griffing. That's just funny. That's just good old-fashioned family fun. Did someone say Bay? I don't know. Did we Bayance? Sorry. That was a fun joke too, wasn't it? So keep in mind that this description is slightly out of date, but it's a software as a service to abstract out basically to abstract out the effort of maintaining and dealing with balances and quotas. So if you are a software as a service, you may have a quota for how many requests someone can make to your API, or how much bandwidth they can consume. Oh, Fishman, yeah, no worries, man. Appreciate you. But how do you bill for that? You can maintain the balance, sure, but that's just something that you need to build out. And then do you want to notify the user when the balance is getting low or when they're approaching their maximum usage for a quota? Again, like these are things that you have to build as a software dev instead of actually building out the features for your application. So, for the most part, for the same reason that you would consume auth as a service, you would also maybe want to consume a balance or quota management service as a service. Is it for everybody? No, but I bet there's enough people out there that are willing to pay for something like this that I might be able to make it a sustainable business. Yeah, exactly. I don't know why, Leader God. When I see your name, I automatically think of Super Troopers and the Leadericola. How does it keep track of the data? In a database. I know. It's a pretty novel concept. I think it'll actually catch on. I'm just having fun. It is about soda. Yeah, yeah. No, no. I knew you weren't directly referencing Super Troopers because your name would have been Leadericola, obviously. But it does make me think of it. I know. I get it, Beyonce. I just thought it was funny. Come on. That was a good joke, right? You know, I'm not going to have like, stand up at the Apollo, but it was an all right joke. All right, so some other balance type. We're going to say suffixed coins. It'll be microtransaction based. It is not overdraftable, and we save. Will it blend? Oh, I don't think it blended. I don't think that's the right instance. Okay, so 4 hundo, sad panda. Okay, so yes, we're missing a few things. So notify on overdraft value, notify before empty, and notify before empty value. So yeah, we got 2 form fields that we are not passing at the moment that we do need to pass in that form now. I'm not sure I had the framework when I built out npm-pm. So yeah, real quick, just to like let people know, yeah, npm-pm is using architect. I don't know if it's using my framework though. But if we go log in, right? I'll log in with GitHub. This game, it's actually like a really good game. I'm really proud of it. Try and guess a word under 10 characters, more than 3 characters, that is not already a node package. Dolphin. I guarantee it's a thing. Taken. Last updated 8 years ago. A fast and lightweight module to interact with Docker daemons. Right? Because they use a whale as their logo. This thing's the dolphin. So it's got to be a real word. And Ibanez, I doubt, is going to be in there as well because, right, like think Scrabble rules. Yeah, see, so it's not in our dictionary. So it has to be a real word. And, you know, typically just don't think about proper nouns. I think it's fun. Yeah, for sure. Flash. Oh my God. Yeah, Flash is definitely taken. Simple Flash messages for Express from 10 years ago. Last updated 10 years ago. So yep, 0 points. Any other fun? Like, you know, we'll do 5 more. 5 more guesses. I don't know what that is there, Zerk. JavaScript. Ooh, is JavaScript? Oh, it's not in our dictionary API. Quixotic. Ooh, that's a good one. I see someone watched the movie, The Anarchist Cookbook. Am I right, Renegade? Did that word enter your lexicon from watching that film? So hold on. Do is taken 10 years ago. Well, I mean, have you ever seen that movie, Renegade? That would be a real quick answer. Dazed. 1 point. Okay. Obviously, we got to look up confused afterwards. Taken. Eclectic. Taken. 8 years ago. Lawsuit. Are you saying we're about to get sued? Hey, lawsuit was not taken. Good job, Fievel. It only took us like 10 plus tries to finally find one. Rigor is without the U and is taken. I mean, I'll try it with the U. No, also taken. Jeez, both like one person from the UK made rigor with the U a couple years ago, right? 9 years ago. The other person, shit, whatever. But anyway, let's go look at this. I want to see what the back end is built with. Oh, that's the front end. Yeah, hold on. All right, so I am using Arc. Am I using Calatrava? I'm not. Yeah, so most of the stuff that I did, like, let's just double check. Yeah, at architect. Yep, nope. So basically, the framework that I built out, Calatrava, is wrapping Architect. This API is using Architect directly, but a lot of what I ended up building out here in my scripts is stuff that made it into Calatrava, which I think is interesting. So you can at least like see how Architect is being used and some of the things that I did around it, like the request and response schema stuff and like all that junk. But it's not using Calatrava in like, you know, the way that I'm currently doing things anymore, right? Like, so what you're going to see here is basically a lot of the same patterns that I have in the project I'm working on now, but I have extracted it out to be like a framework on top of their framework, so I can like launch things quicker. Yes, Arc is only for AWS. It generates CloudFormation files, and it is purely only AWS, which is, I think, why it is so much nicer of an experience than something like serverless. And I don't mean SST, I mean like serverless framework. Serverless framework sucks because they try to be too generic, but because there's not all these things that actually overlap enough between the providers, you end up just building per provider anyway. So hold on. When you say you hate serverless, you mean the pattern, right? Okay, I get it. I don't know. I like it. Being able to scale to 0 is incredibly important for me launching projects. I think serverless, the pattern, is genius. The framework, serverless, that shit sucks. SST might be all right, and it started out as serverless stack, so that's a different thing. SST seems really cool and promising, right? To see the words that you have found, no, that would be an interesting and probably a good idea. There is a way to see like the high scores. So you can see the ones that you've guessed that were available, and then we can see like the ones that, you know, you have already guessed. You get to see the thing. But if you haven't guessed it before, you're not going to see it. So I'm not sure what the most commonly guessed available third place word is. I don't know. But you can at least like check it against like the top 10. Or is it top 10? Looks like 9 actually. Whatever. It might be 10. I'm just losing count. No, it's 9. Why am I doing 9? It's probably because of how I'm doing the offset. Off by 1 errors, am I right? So yeah, let me get more music going. But yeah, seeing the words you've already found, that would be a nice feature. If you want to add it, it's open source. And yeah, as someone mentioned, it is kind of like a fun design. Yeah, I'm actually really proud of the design. Yeah, we ended up doing this during the, we did a sponsored stream, I want to say, over 2 years ago, in which, you know, if we go into the game here, I might have to log out to see it. Yeah, here we go. So here on the login screen, we were doing something with the Microsoft decentralized identity APIs, and they were the sponsor of the stream in which we built this thing. 425 show was an old like Twitch stream that Microsoft ran that was run by someone whose name I'm totally forgetting now. It was very like Greek, but I forget what their name is. But yeah, like, so it was during like a hackathon / release party thing for the decentralized identity API. And basically they were acting as like the canonical, like, I forget the terms, but they were like the source. So I was using their decentralized identity like validator or provider. I forget the name. Basically, to validate against. So you could spin up your own provider at an organization, and then the other party with their app could validate against it. So decentralized identity, DID, is what we're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, it was really fun. Yeah. I got paid like $1,000 to do a sponsored stream, just building something on Microsoft DID. It was cool. Yeah, this is back when Rocks Codes or Rockstar, whatever he used to go by. Before he stopped streaming, he had the idea of trying to create a platform to connect sponsorships with streamers. And basically, he was trying to find someone to do this. And he reached out to me. And I was like, yeah, I got a project idea. I can totally do it. And he like thanked me, like saving his ass or whatever. I mean, I'll take $1,000. Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, I like money. Exactly. Whatever happened to Rocks? He is a startup entrepreneur. He sold a thumbnail A/B test to someone for an undisclosed sum. And then he is now working with investment to build out a podcasting platform. But I think mainly he started doing the streaming stuff. Possibly even because of like Levels.io. And those two are actually like friends now, which is cool. But basically, I don't think Rox was realizing value from streaming like in the build in public way that he was doing it. Like, I don't know. He's the only one that could really, really say like why he doesn't stream anymore. To me, it seemed like he wasn't being nearly as productive as he wanted. And I don't think he was getting the user base on his projects like he intended either. Like, I don't think the value was there for him. He's one of those people like that will happily just build off stream and then, showcase parts of what he's building on stream. And I think the moment you start down that path, you end up realizing that you don't even need to do the building on stream part because you can just build off stream and be more productive. That's my hunch. He's the only one who could actually validate this statement. So this is just my basic thought around it. The reason I haven't had that problem at all is because I don't work on any of my side projects that you see here on stream. I don't work on them off stream. So if I want to work on my project, I got to stream to do it. So I'm going to motivate myself either that way or because I just want to stream that day. I've got those two different things pushing me to click that go live button every day. Yeah. Right? And this is not negative towards anyone else. It's just something I realized about me. Because at some point, if I decided I wanted to work on things off stream, I would get really focused and heavy on that until I get into the pattern where I just stop working on those things. And then I'm not even working on side projects anymore. But then I've also lost the drive to start streaming again. Right? So back before I started streaming, you know how deep my Trello board goes, right? I easily had 10 to 20 projects shuffling around my head before I did the Trello board thing. And I had thought about doing them for years. Within the first 6 months of streaming, I checked off like 4 of like the quick hacky projects that I wanted to build right off that list. Like, just built them. So for me, that productivity hack of having something where you are forced to work on the thing because you're live, even, spaced around rants like this, it's still infinitely more productive than I would be if I was off stream just hopping into a video game or something. Like, you all distract me a little bit, and I love it. But you guys pale in comparison to my ability to distract myself. So, yeah, in my opinion, the fact that I was able to just check off a bunch of the projects I'd been thinking about building for years, that's just awesome. Like, I love it. See, I'm hooked. You guys are stuck with me. And I do think there's a lot of value to it. Someone just asked, would I recommend streaming to people? I would say it depends. Do you have a motivation problem? Do you easily distract yourself off stream? Well, then, yeah, maybe that might be a good reason to start streaming. I've also always wanted to be like an entrepreneur. You know, the easiest way to get users? Streaming building it. For sure. Easiest way to get user feedback? Streaming building it. So, yeah, to me, I think it's like the pinnacle of build in public. And I really like the build in public movement. Like, it's not just posting screenshots of numbers and like graphs to Twitter or whatever, right? Like building in public and actually building in public. That's just, it's so powerful to me. Like, I really like it. Anyway, thanks, Kenny. I appreciate that. Like, it's not just about me being able to build. Like, I never would have even found out about Architect without someone here in chat telling me about it. Like, streaming has leveled me up massively. Yeah, no worries. Like, technically, this isn't my work. This isn't my job. I would love for Waltr to be my job at some point. That would be really cool. That's the dream. Shit. All right, so I made a mistake because that should actually be a value on there. Oh no, Get Kraken's great. Yeah, yeah, I'm quite happy with the job. You know. Yeah, I think it's really cool because it seems like I'm rewarded just for like for knowing people and being able to chat with people and like leveraging my network. As a software dev, my network didn't matter to any company I ever worked for. You know, like, dude, Fairwinds didn't give a shit how many other devs I know and talk to. So yeah, like, I don't know. This is nice. Yeah, I think developer advocacy. I really enjoy it. I I think I would run into not enjoying it as much if I didn't have stream. Right? If I wasn't a streamer, I would probably get burnt out on the fact that I'm not building anymore. But here on stream, I get to build and I get to talk about Get Crackin' stuff. So, meh, I think there's value. But yeah, how's it going, 2-Bit? What you up to? Hold on. Maybe I need to do an install. That may be why I wasn't getting any type safety. Oh, hold on. I need to do the scaffold command. And then we can dev. Didn't I pay that already? I could have sworn I paid my power bill last month. Bad joke, right? Yeah, it's an every month thing. Right? This is where that token is invalid the first time, and I just don't understand why. Like per year at least, you know? Wait, what? I like that. That's a good one. Okay, so we can't submit that yet because the form is now incomplete. One thing I want to do, though, is our default value is not going to be usage. It is microtransaction. All right, so then here, notify on overdraft. I mean, I just think VS Code doesn't update that nearly often enough. Like, at all. Okay, so hold on. No, the issue here is I didn't actually add that value here. Just think that's out of date. I think we're fine. 13-hour drive to the mountains for you? Yikes, B. Campbell. No, I haven't ridden yet. Like, so Stevens Pass, they did just get some snow somewhat recently. But not really, like, enough for backcountry stuff. Right? Like, they're getting a dusting, but nothing, like, heavy. Right? Like, those rocks and stuff showing right there is actually really not a good sign. So it's not filled in nearly enough for me yet. Wouldn't mind actually getting up there and doing some park stuff, but I don't know. Got a bit more exercise to do before I'm like park ready. Like my core is definitely like not up to snuff. Yeah, no, Stevens Pass is great. I really like it. Yeah, yeah, it's just one of those things. I need way more powder. Like just carving groomers. Yeah, no, I've been bored of that for years. Like, there's just no way. So this is Stevens Pass. It's about I want to say like an hour and a half east of Seattle, depending on how you drive, depending on traffic. Here in Redmond, I'd say it's probably like an hour, between an hour and a half. If I lived closer, I would definitely get up there more often, for sure. Like if I want to get there and ride like first chair at 9, I got to leave here at 7, you know? Which means I'm waking up at 6, like just to get ready to shower and like do all that shit. And then it depends on like, well, yeah, what traffic do I get stuck behind driving up there? Sometimes you get stuck behind a couple semis and they go real slow because it's a 1 lane or technically 2 lane highway, but 1 lane each direction in like the parts that matter. But yeah, that's like my home mountain. Um, I know that area really well. So when there is like a powder day, within a couple days after a powder day, I can still go find fresh powder in a lot of places. But it does need to fill in. So the place that I like to like ride the powder there the most, you got to worry about creek holes. Those creek holes do fill in eventually, but yeah, they're not filled in right now. All right, so back to it. Yeah, we got that right there. And there are some values missing. All right, so overdraftable, overdraft value, notify on overdraft. Those are good. Next up, we need to do basically something like this. That goes away. So yeah, this switch is no longer overdraftable. This is notify before empty. And what's up, Ayush? How you doing? I'm not sure if you heard me say it, but you may try disabling your ad blocker if you want to chat on Twitch, because you're not banned over there. Like, yeah, we undid that yesterday, but I don't know. Twitch also just really doesn't like ad blockers, so that could be part of it. Something to check. Did it still not work? Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Hmm. All right, so instead of that, yeah, so we got this empty description and it's not overdraftable. Oh, interesting. Okay. So then, yeah, we should be able to save this now. Did it blend? It looks like it blended. We got a new balance. It is overdraftable. Type is microtransaction. Formatting is 42 coins. Like a glove. All right, so now if we wanted to go edit, that is not wired up because we haven't done that part. And Payush, thank you for the follow. Not the follow, just how you doing? Thank you for the hey. Sorry, my bad. Brain fart. I was in the middle of like thinking. So yeah, those values seem good. The balances page. Yes, we don't have anything here. And wait, what was that? What was that notification I just saw? Did someone just sub or something? Thank you if you subbed. Appreciate you. Okay, so now the edit page. We do not have the use effects set up for this. Yes, I do. My name on LinkedIn is Chris Griffin. If you also search by CM Griffin, you should be able to find me, right? You'll see the beanie. Hey, B. Campbell, thanks for the sub. Oh, wait, we don't do that there. So then in balance form, you found it? Nice. Well, that would be it. We weren't actually passing the balance into that stuff. So there we go. Now we're good. So editing game currency, we can just click cancel. Cool. That was a mistake. I didn't mean to close that. Taking off? Yeah, no worries, Paish. Yep, happy holidays. Okay, so there we go. We have done some basic scaffolding. Doesn't mean we're like done, but we got to commit what we just did. What I need to figure out, right? We're at the point where I'm going to get annoyed again by having to log in twice. I'm not even sure where to start debugging that. But yeah, again, thank you for that sub there, B. Campbell. I appreciate you. So maybe we still let that bug persist. I think we have to. Because I have no idea where I would go about trying to fix that. We'll have to fix it eventually, but yeah, for now, let's keep building out more of the UI stuff. We may want to start digging into the stats endpoints. Yeah, I think so. But let me go use the restroom, and I will be right back. Give me just a second. I gotta pee. And I haven't taken any vitamin D today. I should do that. Okay, and I'm back. So yeah, we just gotta get logged back in again. Right? User gets logged out. Grab this. And we get logged out. Let me go look at that real quick. So we get a bunch of 401s. And it looks like we retry a few of those. So if we go look at the API and we go to balances get all. All right, so logging the whole database is getting us a bit. What is there on this page that could give a 401? I feel like it's only has permission here. Getting the business could do that too, though. No, see, so we wouldn't do a 401 for has permission. That's a 403. So we get to this point, we check if we have a business or the business user. We would have seen a log of business and business user. But maybe not. Wait a minute. So business users. Yeah, how you doing, Mr. Faberdev? So hold on, in businesses get all. That's where we're seeing business users there. Okay, so no, businesses resolves fine, but balances and quotas doesn't. All right, so one thing I want to do real quick to help debug this issue. Yeah, we're going to dig into it. Let me clear that. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to... Let's just say balances, because it's, you know, the first one we see, really. So balances get all. Okay, wait. Maybe that's it. Yeah, let me do that for now. And then we'll do this part. And we should be able to see maybe where that's failing out specifically. And then Ayush, are you asking if I have a GitHub account? Yep, it's the same as my stream name on all my channels. No, the Git is not public. This is a private repo. It is not open source. right? So we get logged out there. What do we see in the logs? Could not fetch business by user or API key. All right, so somehow this is coming back undefined. So that is that log right there. And we're logging these two values. So businesses, business ID. That just takes the business ID. Right? Like we're getting full type safety for those things. And the crazy part is that it actually resolves on a second attempt. What? Huh. So, yeah, something is funky. All right, so the headers that we pass, we are definitely passing a token. Yeah, I don't know. Wonder if that's just like a bug with the Dynamo abstraction that we have. But right, like that totally works this time. God, that is strange. Yeah, no worries, Aish. Have a good one. Yeah. So it's only the first time we try to log in after restarting the entire like server. Hmm. I wonder, hold on, could it be like a race condition where the token's not getting removed? So it still would have been a valid token even if I forgot to log out. So I restart the server here, right? All that runs through again. I refresh. Nope, that's definitely it. Oh, that's definitely it. So when we get logged out from a 401, we need to clear what's in our storage. That's it. Oh, that's 100% it. Ooh, I'm not going to put any money on it, but oh man, I'm almost positive that is the issue. So if I go to services, we look at our base service, we've got a thing that logs us out by going back to the login page, but I need to add logged out. All right, now this might not actually fix the bug entirely, because I'm wondering if now we have the bug and it's going to be because there's no token, and then it's just a timing issue. No. All right. So we figured it out. We got there. It was the token not being invalidated ahead of time and using the stale token to make a fetch that wouldn't work. So, all right, cool. We fixed that bug. Nailed it. Nailed it. Okay, so our next step. right? We can go to details, and that is empty. So the basic gist of what we end up having on this balance details page is we end up wanting to do like a balance summary as well. And that summary is pretty much going to be what we have for each one of these too, right? Oh, and hold on. So you're new to stream and streams in general, also working in computer science. Spend time building your own multi-tenancy automated e-commerce platform in your free time. You were curious of coding live streams, and there's a few streams not talking about video games. I know, right? Yeah, so this is a software as a service for software as a service. So as an example, for your e-commerce platform, at a certain level or tier of the service, you may allow people to have, let's say, 10 products at the free tier, maybe less. Then the tier above that has 20 or 50 or whatever. How do you track how many products someone has consumed of that quota? You could maybe use my service. Now, that is maybe one of the simplest things where you could just track that yourself anyway. But instead, think about like services where, you know, X amount of revenue sold per month, right? And if you go above that revenue for your e-commerce, maybe, then you bill the client a percentage of that overage of the revenue. So let's say you know, on your $20 a month tier, you're going to let someone collect 10 grand a month. If they go over that 10 grand, then you start taking a percentage of that overage beyond just the 20 bucks they were paying for the baseline. Right? So again, being able to track and keep track of the usage metrics to then do your billing later, that's another thing I might be able to do for you. Is it a great fit for your company? Maybe not. But I do think there is value in what I'm building. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I do think certain businesses, it's probably better for you to build out your own quota management system anyway. But yeah, for maybe like a different kind of business, you would definitely see maybe some use cases or something. I don't know. Like, how much traffic do you want to allow someone to have per month before you start charging them for that? Again, like, I'm not trying to prescribe what everyone does with it, but I do think there are some common cases. So, like, you notice how here on Twitch there's a lot of game devs. Game devs specifically aren't web devs, like in general. So for them to have to build out an API that they can actually like use to increment things server side wise, like, yeah, game developers might be like a core target market for me because I can still maintain their, you know, virtual currency for their cosmetic store and they don't have to build out that infrastructure. Yeah, I mean, subscriptions are one option. That's a quota system, but for a balance system, right? Most games operate on like a balance system instead of a quota system. Exactly, Jarrell. Yeah, for sure. Yep. Yeah, that's the main use case. Anytime you're considering a software as a service, you have to weigh like the opportunity cost of you building out that yourself versus paying someone else for that service. All right, let me grab another soda. And yeah, so the part that we're planning on building out now is, and there you go, exactly 2-bit pixel. Yeah, exactly. Oh, damn, and I put a major dent in these chips yesterday, didn't I? All right. So, yeah. Um, what I'm actually wondering now is how much of what I'm doing with this, like, summary, how much of that is going to carry over? Like, how much is going to carry over into the details page? I'd say what we got there. Most of it probably carries over. Only thing we're not getting on this page would be like the graphs. Yeah. What I was wondering is, are we going to need like a giant list of all like balance transactions or balance payments? And I don't think so. I think that is like account based. All right, so what I want to do here, I want to create a component for the summary, but we're going to have two versions of the summary. One that is like what you would see on this page, and then the second version would be expanded and have like every bit of detail about it, but it's still pretty much just the summary stuff. Like pretty much everything that you might want to edit, such as when to notify and things like that. We don't necessarily need to show all of that on this page, but we would want to show all of that on the other page. And by doing it all in like a balance summary component, we can like mix and match which ones get into like the condensed version versus like the full version. I think I like that. Okay, so what that means is if we go look at components here, right? We got page specific, we got balance form. On the balances page, we've got balance summary. Or maybe balance details. Balance details. We've got a page called balance details as well, though. Yeah, I think balance summary works. Or balance info. I think balance summary is fine. Yeah. Yeah, we'll leave that. All right, so hold on. Calling it full. I guess makes sense. Maybe a better prop would be show all. The Gibson alerted us that there's a user consuming 10 times the resources of the average user. I think we got a hacker. But yeah, how you doing, Kinslayer? I think I got the quote, like, close. That wasn't verbatim. I definitely messed up part of it. I forget what part, though. Is that the scene where he calls Penn from Penn and Teller? Does he call him a techno weenie? Is that the scene where he calls him a techno weenie, or does he call him a techno weenie later, like during the big hack? Love that film, though. Such a good film. I'm going to say show all. I like show all more. Mr. the Plague? Yeah, exactly. Plague! Eugene! So it's basically that chunk. It is that chunk. So then here we would do something like that. And then we go to balance summary. And we should not have actually broken anything on this page. We should see, nope, never mind, we broke everything. Oh, nope, never mind, hold on. Easy fix. Okay, so balances now show like that. Perfect. So then we would go to details, and then the details page, we can start to fill in the blanks. Maybe. All right, so we bring in all those missing imports. business question mark business ID. Hmm. Yeah, so we'll leave that. Yep, we get that. All right, so then, yeah, we've got the name, the summary. All needs to be inside of a card. Yep. We probably want to have an edit and a delete button here. So I think we'll call that good. Put some buttons in here. Edit and delete. Color red. Welcome back, Aish. Luxy, this is English. But yeah, to answer your question, actually, I'm using TypeScript. Yep, TypeScript. The dumplings yesterday were delicious. I'm debating what I want to eat today. I could cook some eggs. I could cook some. I don't have stuff set up to do carbonara tonight. I don't have chicken thawed. I didn't thaw anything. I could do chicken pot pies, which are, you cook them from frozen. Ooh, I could also do Indian food. Yeah, I think I just sold myself on the Indian food. Time for some butter chicken. Yep. Yeah, it's just so good. So yeah, butter chicken, garlic naan, medium hot. I'm in. Yep, totally worth it. Totally worth it. They're saying it'll be up to like an hour and 10 minutes. I bet it'll be like 40. Which I think is good because, I want to eat the food and then I want to play some games tonight. Maybe some Path of Exile. So yeah, but we are going to want to add a confirmation modal there. What I want to do here for this div is give that a gap of 2. Zaza? You mean pizza? No, I only get pizza when I make it back into Seattle. Yeah, Omar. Yeah, only reason I haven't tried cooking it is I never have tomatoes on hand or any of that stuff. I think eventually I wouldn't mind like growing my own tomatoes. I think that would work. But yeah, I need like property and a greenhouse and blah 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 for that to work. Or at least a room I could dedicate to, growing stuff. Which I don't have that here. The experiment of growing my own herbs kind of sucks because the herbs I want to grow just massively outgrow the little like thing that I'm growing them on. Like I'd have to like be so diligent on like cropping and trimming that yeah, no, it's just I don't know. Those little like hydroponic like herb gardens are nice, but man, it's just so quick for those to like for you to grow some herbs that go beyond the capacity of it, you know? So then like one plant's drowning out the light for all the other plants because it's only that tall, you know? But yeah. Yeah, I'd probably grow in soil if I were to do it again. There you go. And yeah, we could probably just do this, right? Give it a gap of, let's say, 8. Oh, hold on. Nope, wrong place. So hold on, card. Mm. Yeah, I'll just do like an MB 8. Sure. And then, yeah, below the summary section is where I would start showing like graphs and stuff. Here's the thing, Mantine even has some charts that we could use. Yeah, and the data they got for that, meh. Thanks, Eric. Yeah, yeah, we're gonna keep building it out. Oh, and we even see their data. Okay. No, so that's doable. What brought me to Mantine? You used to touch Palantir Blueprint? Yeah, I don't know. Mantine's independent. There's no major company behind it, as far as I know. So that's already like a major bonus. I think the biggest thing I like about Mantine is that they kind of like have a little bit like they have most things that you would need. So, right, like they have custom hooks like a use click outside. They've got their form stuff like use form instead of having to like glue together React hook form. In fact, I'm willing to bet they're using one of the existing like form libraries. I just don't know which. I'm kind of curious about that real quick. Will I add a dark mode? Maybe. It'll be on the paid tier. You'll have to pay for dark mode. Looks like they're doing their own form library stuff. Interesting. Meh. But yeah, so it tends to have like most things you would end up needing. And then another thing that I am really, really a fan of is the app shell. So if you've ever seen this layout before, right? Building that layout from scratch every time sucks. So yeah, having like the basic app shell for a standard like dashboard, I don't know. They check enough of the boxes that I don't need to make all of my own stuff. I don't need to glue together a bunch of different libraries. There will be certain things that they don't do, but they do a lot of them. So, I don't know. It checks enough of the boxes that I don't feel like looking elsewhere. Only problem I have with Mantine is the fact that it requires a context, which means you can't use it on astrocytes. That's like the only thing Mantine does wrong. All right, so what I was getting at is we could do one of these BS line charts. I'm okay with that. Oh, and another thing is like, yeah, making it like play nicely with Tailwind. It's gotten better about, but it used to have its own like entirely like separate utility class system. Like instead of utility classes, like there was a prop for everything on Mantine components. But I feel like they've gotten away from that in later versions. All right, so data. We'll just do something like that. Ooh, but hold on. We were using recharts directly. I think they use recharts as well. We need to add Mantine charts. No, I have not, and I don't know if you're asking specifically about what I mean, but I have not actually gotten another order for stickers going through. So we may be a little bit late on getting like another sticker order in. But whenever those get here, we'll do like a better late than never like Christmas giveaway. Like basically we'll do the giveaway, right? Like on Christmas Day or some shit. Maybe the day before and the day after. Give away 5 to 10 like packs of stickers. Like maybe even each day. I don't mind. It would have to be something that's able to be shipped within the like flat rate like international postage, which is doable. It's like $1 something. So I will be doing something like that. We'll do like the giveaway then, but like I'll still have to wait for the stickers to get here before I can ship them out. But we'll do that. I had also promised that if I won the Solid JS hackathon, that I would get beanies going. That's taking me a little longer. Basically, I need to set up like a mailing address so that I can set up a business for like, merchandise for stream. I don't want to use my home address because that stuff is all public information. So then I don't want to like dox my living address. So yeah, that part's taking me longer, mainly because I just haven't like forced myself to make a decision on it. But yeah, I'm planning on doing, I don't know, something to that effect. I just got to figure out like the mailing address situation. That's all. Use a P.O. box in another state. Washington State doesn't allow you to use a P.O. box for your business. You can do so in Delaware, but because I'd be sending everything out of here, like out of Washington, that basically skirts the law, but not enough to where I'd have to maintain like a business license here in Washington too. So I might as well just do only Washington, but I can't do a proper like P.O. box. I have to have like a proper like mailing address. Terminal colors match the hat a bit? They kind of do. Yeah. They kind of do. But yeah, so beanies is a thing I plan on doing. Just kind of slacking. Gotta make it happen. I think a big part of it, I need to establish a proper business for my stream like stuff, because then I could write off the investment into stickers, etc., as a stream expense. So I can like, use that to lower my tax burden from Twitch streaming numbers, It's not a lot, but I do make around like anywhere between $300 to $500 a month, which is basically $6,000 a year. Having zero tax burden for that $6,000 would be quite nice. And not zero, but being able to write off investments into it, like if I buy a new camera or some other BS. The goal is not to make money from streaming, but I do make some money. But I also spend stuff on things to improve stream that I have not been writing off as expenses, even though they technically are. Like the lens that we have on stream that I just got like 6 to 8 months ago. Yeah, I could totally write off that $700. That'd be nice. Ayush, you're saying why do I stream if I don't stream for the money? Yeah, the social aspect I think is big. Also, there's a lot of value to streaming in public when you're building something, right? Just by streaming myself building this, I've already chatted with a bunch of people that are potential customers. So, yeah, as far as like building in public goes, it's one of the easiest ways to like bootstrap and like indie hack, in my opinion. Buy ferrets. No, he pays staff like dude, he's doing it really right. Like he pays his mods, he pays staff to maintain his ferret farm. Like Thor's like really like doing it all in such a cool way. Yeah, he's a good dude. And also he makes a shitload of money. Like dude. Right, but how many people are actually going to hit Thor levels of money as a streamer? It's rare. Unlikely. Not something you can bank on. It's like playing the lottery expecting to win. It's nice if you win, but it's not an investment strategy, you know? Me soon. I like the faith. I appreciate that. That feels nice, but also, come on. Got to be realistic. All right, so we got a bug over on balance details. That's true. Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I think I need people to help me out with that one. Oh, and actually we had that import. Shit. But now yeah, I'm slacking. Procrastinate? I haven't even begun to procrastinate yet. But yeah, I do need to get an editor at some point, someone who like is willing to own like the clipping system and editing that stuff together and publishing and doing all that. I think that's tricky. Because if it comes down to me just doing it, it just won't happen, you know? I know this about myself. I've got, like, you guys know how I do the news crawl at the beginning of some streams? Like, it used to be every stream. I have, like, over a year worth of news crawl footage that I should probably, like, clip out in some way. I don't necessarily care about the stuff that's, like, current events. Theo's got the current events thing down really well. I do think as far as, like, reaction content goes, though, Prime might have that locked down a bit, but we think about things differently. So our reactions are going to be different, you know? So I think there's value to that. even if Prime is locking down the React tech content scene. Theo does do the React stuff too, but he's more of like a current event streamer, in my opinion. Like, he is all about getting that shit when it is like fresh and brand new to leverage the Google effect and like all that stuff. I get it. Very smart of him. I don't want anything that relies upon how quickly I get something out. I think my takes should be timeless, you know? We leave tonight. Are you saying that the people watching this stream watch because they watch doo-doo? Are you saying this is a shitty stream? Is that what you're saying? I think you just called this a shitty stream. What you meant to say was Scooby-Doo, because I am everyone's resident software dev Shaggy, right? I think that's what you meant to say. No, I get it there. We leave tonight. No, it's fine, Taco Box. Like, we're just joking around. Like, I know they didn't mean it that harshly. I would have been way more upset if I thought they were serious. No, like, yeah, I'm not competing with Prime or Theo. Like, I know that. Because they can both be streaming at the same time I'm streaming, and I still hit around the same numbers. You know? They have their own audience that is their own niche that they have cultivated from elsewhere. You know? Yeah, exactly. We leave tonight. Yep. Yeah, I was getting at the same thing, basically. Yeah, right? Like, rising tide lifts all boats. 1000%. I completely agree. Right? We're not taking from each other. We're taking from all the other bullshit people watch anyway, right? So yeah, no, I totally understood that. Makes sense. What I'm getting at mainly, I think, is even if I did current events content, I still don't want to have to worry about the currency of the events, you know? That's the big thing for me. Like, I want to be able to react to something in the way Prime reacts to stuff, but it's stuff that, like, I could react to at any time. I could take a clip from a stream a year ago, and it's still relevant, you know? Yeah. Theo does a really good job of the current event stuff, for sure. Do I think this channel is as toxic as the games channel? Do you mean like when you say channel, you mean like the category? Like software and game dev? No, definitely not. Not at all. What I think I would say is that this category, right, software and game dev, does have a bunch of really fucking dedicated trolls. Like, it's actually kind of crazy. Like, you'd be surprised how many people get banned in basically every category, or every, like, channel here in this category. Like, this category has some really, really dedicated trolls. And most of them used to go hang out in Star Ansible's chat. Like, dude, that shit's so funny to me. How he cultivated like the most toxic chat in the category. But he wasn't able to sustain it because dealing with those people every day sucks. But yeah, so I do need to go raid someone. My food's about to be delivered. Yep, I knew it. They said it was going to be an hour. It was like 20 minutes, man. So who do we go raid? We raided Spiro yesterday. Multi-hour unhinged rant. Wait, is he doing a replay of yesterday's stream? Boom, roasted. I think it's just a rerun of his stream yesterday. No, we're gonna go raid Bad Cop. And Spiro's a good dude. Please, you know, I mean well with that joke. He knows he was ranting too, so it's fine. It's okay. And it was a good rant. We may disagree, but I would never want to get in the way of him having that opinion, right? I think his opinion is valid because he has it. I just disagree with it. That's all. But let's go right into Bad Cop. Here, everyone on YouTube, thank you all for watching. I really appreciate you. Ayush, I don't know. We can figure something out. I'm not sure. We'll figure out, like, somehow why you weren't able to chat over here on Twitch. But, yeah, I need to go get my food. It's about to be delivered. I will be over on Gaming Stream tonight. I'm going to play some Path of Exile 2. But, yeah,